Any idea how to work on something like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
-4.
Okay, so your answer is -4. Did you first combine -5 plus 3?
Yeah.
That is -2, and then you bring down the other stuff here. So -2 minus 6. Think of it this way: you owe someone $2, and then you owe them $6. How much do you now owe them? You owe them 2, and then they're like, hey, you still owe me for the 6 from before. So how much do you owe them in total?
2.
But you owe them 2, and then you now owe them another 6. Like you owe
5.
them more.
7. -7.
It would be -8. -8. Okay, that's fine. Let's look at something a little bit different here. Let's say I ask you to take two fractions here, like 1/2 plus 1/3. Do you remember at all how to combine fractions?
Yeah. So
Okay.
this would be 2, 1/5.
Okay. So when you combine fractions, you have to make a common denominator. All right. So the common denominator here is 6. The reason it's 6 is that 2 and 3 have what's called a least common multiple, which isn't important. It's not important to know that, but there's a multiple that gets you to 6 on both. Okay. So to do that, you take 2 and multiply it by 3. Okay. And then you also multiply this top number by 3. So that's 3/6. On the right here, this 3 times 2 gets you to 6. 1 times 2 is going to be 2. Okay, now the only time you can add fractions is when the bottoms are the same. So if the bottoms are the same, you add the top. Okay, so it is 3 plus 2/6, which is 5/6. Okay, let's try another one like that here. Have you seen this before where you make a common denominator?
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at another problem. Let's say it's a 1/4 plus 3/5. Okay. What would the common denominator be between 4 and 5? 4 and 5. Like how, like think of like going up 4 and 5. So like 4, 8, 12, 5, 10. Like where do they match?
20.
20. Okay, very good. And then what number do you multiply 4 by to get 20?
5.
5. So multiply this top number by 5. That becomes
5.
5. Okay. And then same thing over here on the right. 3 times what gets you to 20?
4.
4. So you're going to multiply that top number by 4. What does that become?
3.
3 times 4?
Like 36.
3 times 4. 3, this number on top times the 4. It's definitely not 36.
12.
That's 12. Okay. If it's ever unclear, just say, hey, Matthew, I didn't understand, or it's not clear. Now, why is it that we can combine the fractions now? What is it that allows us to combine them?
The denominators are the same.
Denominator's the same. So you add the top. Okay. So what does the top become?
17.
17. Good. Can you reduce this fraction? Do you know if this is reducible or not?
Yeah.
Okay. If it is, and you're saying it is, that means there's a number that goes into both the top and the bottom. I was just asking you. I'm not implying that it is. I'm just sort of saying if it is reducible, then what goes into the top and the bottom?
Um.
Is there a number? This does not reduce. Let's look at some of that do reduce. So let's look at something like this. 4 divided by 12. Okay. Can you tell me what this reduces to?
2, 6.
Okay. Any more? Anything lower than that?
1/3.
1/3. So here's what you did without telling me is you said, okay, I'm going to divide the top and bottom by 2. Okay. And that worked. How about something like this? How about 3/15? What does that become?
15. 1/3.
Yes, because you're dividing, well, I'm sorry, it's actually 1/5. You're dividing the top and bottom by 3. Okay. So they both are divisible by 3. Okay. That's fine. Let's do a couple more here. All right, so let's take a look here. Just trying to find some things maybe you've seen or they're just sort of more common knowledge. Okay, so let's get back to doing some simplifying here. Have you seen order of operations before?
Yeah.
Okay, so P stands for parentheses, E stands for exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Now, the way I said that is that multiplication, division, they're kind of grouped together, same with addition and subtraction. We'll get to that in a moment. You do what's inside parentheses first. What is inside parentheses?
2 minus 6.
2 minus 6. What does that become?
-4.
-4. But you're squaring it. What does that 2 mean in terms of squaring it?
It's multiplied by itself 2 times.
That's right. So -4 times -4. What does that become?
-16.
2 negatives make a positive though. Okay. And then you got this 3 times on the outside.
16.
You're allowed to use a calculator if you want.
48.
It is 48. Good. Okay. Try another one here. Let's go 3 minus 5 cubed plus 7. All right. So order of operations. Tell me what we're going to do first in this problem.
In the parentheses 4, 3 minus 5 is -2.
Okay.
Square it by 3.
So now power of 3 means to do it times itself 3 times. So sometimes it's good to write out -2 times -2 times -2. Okay. What does that become?
-8. Or
Okay.
+8.
It is negative. So there's for review here, 2 negatives make a positive. 2 positives make a positive. Okay. And then a negative times a positive or a positive times a negative, they both make a negative. Right. Now you might be saying, well, hey, Matthew, there's 3 here, right? There's 3 negatives. Well, the first two negatives make a positive. Do you agree with that? 2 negatives over here make a positive.
Yep.
So a positive times a negative must be then negative, right? Now, Mom mentioned you like to kind of tear stuff down. Have you been tinkering with anything lately?
No, not really.
Okay. Well, why is this plus or minus important? Well, in a lot of devices, there's a circuit that has both positive and negative terminal. Okay. And you can miswire them, and sometimes it's okay depending on the situation, but the signs really do matter. It really does matter. You put the wrong end in, you can cause catastrophic damage to certain things. So the signs really do matter. Now it's -8 plus 7, -8 plus 7.
1. I mean, -1.
Yeah, -1. And it's a huge difference here. All right, so let's try. So we're doing a little bit better here with some order of operations problems. Let me find a few more of those like that. The key thing here is to be able to work these out without, issue for order of operations. So if I can find some that aren't too bad. Yeah, there we go. Here's one for us to look at. All right. So here's a problem I'd like you to try on your own. Just want your final answer. Imagine I'm only grading what goes in the box here, whatever your answer is.
Three.
Okay. Let's take a look here. So 14 divided by 2 is 7. Did you do that first?
Yep.
Okay. Then you bring everything else down. Okay. Now addition and subtraction, when you have just addition and subtraction, you do it left to right. Same with multiplication division, you do it left to right. So you're first going to subtract 1. What is 7 minus 1?
6.
6 plus 3, not 3. What is 6 plus 3?
9.
It is 9. Good. Okay. So let's do another one like that. Do you see your mistake, or do you see where you ran into issues on that one?
Yeah, I went from right to left.
Okay. So just like we read left to right, you got to do it in that order. So here's another one for you to try, please.
Yep. 22.
Your answer is 22. Okay, let's take a look at that. 2 times 10 is 20, plus 10 minus 8. That's 30 minus 8, which is 22. Very good. Okay. Where this gets more complicated is when you have multiple things going on here. So let me put another problem in front of you here to look at. We'll look at this together. So you have 18 divided by 6 plus 4 times 15. Okay. And the thing to remember here is that, yes, multiplication division are together, but you do them left to right. Like when you have multiplication and division, you do the left one first, not the right one. Now, sometimes it doesn't matter, it works out, but you have to be very careful. This one, you absolutely have to do this division first. Okay. Then you can do this multiplication. Right. So do you want to give that a try here?
Okay. $63.
So 63 is your final answer. 18 divided by 6 is 3, plus 60 is 63. Very good. Now let's look at a problem here where again, the order really does matter. Like that's the whole point of order of operations. If you've ever tried to cook and do something in the wrong order, it's really bad. So we've got subtraction, division, and multiplication. Okay. You have to do multiplication division in the order you see them in from left to right. You have to divide first. Okay. You do not want to multiply and then divide. What is 20 divided by 5?
4.
4. So this is 2 minus 4 times 3. And now you have to multiply. You have to do it in that order.
12
12. And so 2 minus 12,
is
what does
10.
that become? It is not 10.
Negative 10.
It is negative 10. Very good. Signs matter. Signs super matter. All right. Let me throw one up here in front of you to try. Happy to scroll up if you need to, but this is a lot like the ones we've been doing. So please give that a try and let me know what you come up with.
$20.
Your answer is 20. Let's take a look at that. So 8 divided by 4 is 2 times 2 plus 18. Notice I'm only writing and doing one step at a time. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 18 is definitely not 20. 20 is 22. Where did you go differently on this?
I went too fast.
All right. Is that common for
Yeah.
you? You try to turn in your tests first.
No, I tried to turn it in a little later.
Okay. I have something that I always tell students, which is fast and wrong is still wrong. So keep that in mind here. Especially for us, like we're not in a time crunch, you and me working together on some problems here. Like you should just try to work them out at a speed where you think you can get them correct. All right, let's try one more here. All right, so here's a new problem here. This has parentheses, and you probably noticed that I wrote parentheses, I write the letter. You have to do parentheses first. You're basically looking at like what's going on here. So in the left one here, you have to work it left to right. So you have to first add, then subtract. Okay. Can you tell me what this is? What is 11 plus 42 minus 5?
53.
Okay, minus 5.
48.
48. Good. And then divided by what is 11 minus 4?
7.
7. This actually doesn't work. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. But I didn't make up this problem. I think they meant to put, I'll just say they meant to put like 12 here. So it's called 49 divided by 7 is 7. All right, so let me go ahead and just stop there for today.